Hello, my fellow Sacraments. Welcome back to my channel. It is Stony Sacramento here, and this is part of the Amazon product review that I'm doing. And right now we are reviewing the Road Trip Desert Stardust chocolate bar, which I ordered off of Amazon. I know I've done Road Trip to Death, but this is the highlight price that you can buy on Amazon. Yeah, I'm not sponsored by Amazon, and I'm not sponsored by Road Trip either. I'm just doing a review. But as you can see, the wrapping is empty, which means that I consumed the entire chocolate bar, which is 6 to 8 pieces. So I did 8 pieces. There's 8 in a pack. So that is a heavy dose. Must be 21 or older. Please use responsibly. Blah blah blah. But yeah. So I know I do Road Trip to Death, but like I said, I'm reviewing products that you can order off of Amazon to see whether or not they're buzzworthy. And this time it's a chocolate bar, which I have not done. So this is the first time I've tried their chocolate bar. So here we are. And I consumed it about 25 minutes ago or something like that. And I'm a little premature because it hasn't really started kicking in yet. And I haven't added anything to the mix, of course, except for a little vitamin C. Well, I guess B vitamins in this case, because this is an energy drink. And I am not sponsored by Ripper either. Not sponsored by any of these products, just guys trying stuff out for the first time. Yeah, so I have oh boy, I got an ant crawling on this thing. There's not even anything in it. But yeah, so 8 pieces. I'm not sure exactly how much that is, but I figure it's about the equivalent of probably either 4 grams or 5 grams. I want to say 5. I know it's at least 4, so it's probably 4 grams, because I think each piece would be like 500 milligrams. And there's 8 pieces, so I'm going to guess and say that it's 4 grams. So it's probably not going to like hit me super hard like the normal, because last time I did a road trip review, I did 2 full gummy packs, which I do not recommend doing. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna feel something. I'm got a little faint something, but it's all good because I got us a good little booster. I got me a couple of pre-rolls. I got the Mamba. So got 2 different ones. I got a purple kush and I got green crack. They're both indicas, so THCA. So should be quite nice. I was gonna do the shroom fuse with the disco, but I didn't. I figured I need to go ahead and do this one first because there's a lower dose. And I've been waiting a week in between, so it's been a week since the last trip, so I should have some pretty good results from this. Although I do smoke every day, so. Now I know, if nothing else, I know if I smoke something, it's gonna super kick in. But I want you to realize, though, that the guy that's reviewing this right now, which is me, I am a seasoned veteran, and I've done this a lot. Just check my videos, my history, and you'll see. So yeah. But I know I got great results for 4. I remember the first time I tried road trip was a New Year's Eve. I believe, was it 22 or 23? It might have been 2023. Probably 2023. New Year's Eve. I ordered it in the mail. Got it. And I tried it. 8 pieces. I got 2 4-packs. So, yeah. And I had an awesome time because it was my first legal psychedelic that I tried that I liked. I tried not Flying Horse, but the Dozo Don't Trip gummies. They had the Delta 9 and the other end. It didn't really hit me like, it was more like eating regular, gummies. Like weed gummies or whatever. Or should I say hemp gummies. But yeah, so there's that. So we're waiting for this to kick in. It's taking its sweet time. I'm in the rush though. Like I said, all I gotta do is I smoke a joint with this, and yeah, it'll be probably have a full on. But I don't want to do it too soon because it could be overwhelming. I've had those before. You add the THC a little too soon, and then you're shaking the floor, so we don't want that. So, but I am feeling something is kicking in. Definitely. Probably step outside. That might. A lot of times, stepping outside can do some triggering. You go outside, smoke a cigarette, get the last of the daylight that's left. So, I think that's what we'll do. We'll go outside for a minute. So I don't really want to drown myself in YouTube videos, which if I'm recording, I don't. So, alright, so yeah. So let the weed burn. Alright. Okay, so we're just gonna go outside and smoke a cigarette. And keep it mellow. Whatever, I'll come back. Put the light back on. Let's get a little bit of daylight before it's all gone. Oh yeah, it's kicking in, by the way. I feel it growing. It is definitely growing. It's probably not going to be too overwhelming because, I'm used to higher amounts. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. You can already tell. Sit my ass down. Hopefully, no bugs won't bother me. See something with a big stinger. Looks a little intimidating. Yeah, it's ramping up. Now it's really starting to ramp up. So awesome. I haven't done chocolate in a while because I've been doing gummies or tabs. Mostly tabs, actually. That's what I've been doing. A lot of tabs and gummies, but mostly tabs. This seems to be, to me, one of the best forms of consumption, and legal. They seem to do pretty good. Usually can't go wrong. There's a few weak ones out there that aren't shit. So, but if you want to find the right ones, you just watch my channel, and I'll help you find the right product for you, because you get to see if the product's buzzworthy or not by watching me on it to see what it does to me. And I put it this way, if it affects me, it's going to be pretty good. Because, I mean, I'm seizing better in here. So, and I do large amounts, that's what I do. So, for this right here, I would follow the guide that I had on the back where it said start with when it says half a piece, but I think you can start with 1 piece on this. You'll be pretty safe. 2 pieces, 1 or 2 pieces, you'll be fine. Me, I'm doing the whole 8 pieces every time. But that's just me, you know what I'm saying? So do not attempt this at home if you haven't done it before. So start low, work your way up. That's the best advice I can give you. Just start, see how it hits you, and then go from there. You can always go up. It's harder to come down. You can't come down until it's over. You just have to ride it out. Okay, so see, pretty much. Yeah, so I'm glad I didn't add the weed yet, because if I had, it would have been too much. The come up would have been. Generally, you want to wait till after the peak, like when the peak's starting to come down, and start getting used to the trip, and you know where you're at. Then you can introduce the THC, but don't do it too soon. You don't want to be too early. I like to at least give it a good hour. You know, at least an hour before you introduce any THC into the mix, because by then you know where you are. But even then, especially if you're a rookie, even then I would wait an extra probably 30 minutes. Yeah. So usually your peak lasts a good hour to sometimes an hour and a half, depends on. I've had 2-hour peaks before, 2 and 3 hours. So not so much in the legal department though. That's more of the yeah. So, but yeah, I haven't really had any. I've had some experiences though on the legal side. So yeah, this is definitely ramping up. This is not going to be disappointing at all. Quite nice. So I can feel it's in my head, and I can feel it all the way down to my stomach. It's that kind of feeling, so I might have to end up, if that happens, have to go to the bathroom or something. We might have to pause the video and we'll make a part 2. It's going to be in parts anyway, because I'm recording with this cheap ass phone, with this old Android. So this kind of gives it a nostalgic feel, old school YouTube. That's kind of what I like about it. And FaceTime, it's like you're FaceTiming your homie He's tripping balls. That's what. That's kind of what it is, really. You know, I meet people, I meet homeboy, and I'm tripping balls, and they're just hanging out with me while I ramble. You know, and you just observe. So, I guess that's what it is. Yeah, I was right by stepping outside. It really, you know, because I was getting the energy from outside versus the restricted area of the bedroom. So, you know, the Wi-Fi, blocked signals, and well, the signals from getting signals to me, not signals for the system. You know, you're not blocking the system. They're gonna hear you. They're gonna see you. They know where you are right now. They know exactly what you're doing as you're doing it. They know you're watching me right now. And they're watching you watch me. Yep. But we've agreed to that, so, you know, by signing into the apps that we sign into, we give them permission to record us at any time, monitor us any time, and, you know, they pretty much don't stop. They want to, I guess they want to document an entire human life fully, like to the fullest, every intimate moment, everything. And it's gonna be kind of impossible to get a real authentic human kind of thing because of the simple fact that these humans know that they're being watched, they're being monitored, they're being restricted. So they're not going to move as freely as they would move if they were not being observed, if that makes sense. So even with them coming up with this full monitoring system, they're never going to get a full, authentic human experience that's documented. You know, I guess a Truman experience, if you will, Truman show. It's what they want, is to be able to, you know. But there's no way to document, in today's age, to document a life without the life knowing that it's being monitored and recorded, because it's already here. So imagine the future. So that's where we are. So yeah, and they're already doing it. It's just they're not telling us everything. They're not going to tell you everything. You know, they can't. We would have a complete meltdown if they told us everything that they were doing behind the scenes. They know we'd be against at least 50% of what they're doing. Probably more. I'm being generous by saying 50%, by the way. So that's yeah. So yeah, hopefully this video will be fine. It should be, considering that it is Desert Stardust. It seems to be a pretty safe product to review. Oh, Cricket. Cool. Alright. Got some good luck in the house. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I like seeing those guys. Those are critters I don't mind seeing. It's when you see the ants and stuff. Of course, if you're seeing ants, it's probably your own fault. You probably need to do some cleaning. That's what it does. It just tells you you need to clean. So that's all they're doing. They're just doing their job, which is keeping the world clean. They get all the, crumbs and stuff that we leave behind. Because that shit would pile up if they didn't. So, and you got your little lizards. I love those guys. They always keep the bugs at bay, so we don't have to worry. But yeah, so I guess the point is everything has a purpose. Yep. It's hard to not think that you have some sort of purpose, for being here. I mean, if something as simple as that has a purpose, then you definitely have a purpose. That ant, that roach, yeah, that's what you're there for. Eat all that stuff and break it all down and get rid of all the filth that we leave behind for them. They thrive in our environment. I mean, I don't have any roaches right now, but for the record, we're talking about the bugs. Roaches, seen a few ants, occasional water bug, no roaches, so we're good for now. So yeah, it's pretty mellow. The come up. I mean, I guess I'm in the peak right now, pretty much. It's nice and mellow. At least for me. It might be different for someone else. Or my back is itchy. It's always that one spot you can't get. It's always somewhere you can't reach. I don't know why. It's always finds that little center spot. Of course, I can reach my back all the way, but I don't feel like doing all that stretching and shit. But yeah, so. Yeah, peaking. It's not too bad. I see a little feeling in my stomach a little bit. That's about it. And it should pass, though. Usually it does. Like I said, it's my first time using their chocolate, so far we're good. No laxatives, because I had some chocolate that they had to put something in there like that for it, because it's just, so yeah. Which I think a lot of it has to do with detoxing. So the more toxins you have in you, you know, the more you're going to be shitting and you're going to be all miserable prior to. So I like to try and fast. Not necessarily a full 24 hours, but, you know, I try to give it about 6 to 8 hours. I try not to eat anything prior, so that we don't have the issue of getting sick or having diarrhea or any of those little issues that you have at the beginning. It will help to prevent those issues, and you can have a more enjoyable trip. So I guess that would be a quick trip tip from yours truly. So yeah, another quick trip tip. Man. Yeah. I've been told I need to be more descriptive about the experience I'm having, but it's just hard to really describe, to be honest. You know, the main point is that I'm tripping, which means that the product is buzzworthy. So if you want to try it, it's worthy. And that's really, you know, the point of the video is just to determine whether or not the product is worth your while or not worth your time at all. So that's why it's always important to watch the results, because a lot of people just watch the intro and say, oh, okay, there's a product, okay, it's good enough, and we'll buy that, instead of watching the results. The results is what you want to watch to find out, is it buzzworthy or is it not, you know. And that's why we're here. And it's to help keep you guys on the legal side of the law when it comes to hemp and psychedelic products and alcohol. It's because for me, I like to have more than one kind of buzz. I like to mix it up and have variety. You know, I can't just have the same buzz over and over. You get burned out that way. So I have my beer buzz, I have my alcohol buzz, I have my mushroom buzz, and my hemp buzz. The hemp one is every day. The alcohol is probably about twice a week, and the mushrooms is once a week. So that's where we're at right now in my life. That's the stages where we're at. So I trip once a week. I smoke every day, and I drink about twice a week. And then, just enough to get a buzz. I don't get drunk. I'll drink like 4 or 5 beers. 6 if I'm, at the most. But by then I'm ready to go to sleep. So I mean, it's not, So, but that's where we're at. But that's why I like having the 3 things there: the alcohol, the mushrooms, and the hemp. So I have variety there, enough to where it's not getting boring. It's something different, not the everyday. And of course, there's so many different types of strands out there that you can definitely mix that up a bit too. You don't have to always have the same strand. Like right now, I got 2 different types right now. So, they're both indicas. Normally I have a good hybrid for the most part, but yeah, but I like to have a little variety. That way you don't get tired of the same thing. So if you get vapes, you know, I usually get about 2 different ones at a time. Get 2 different ones, that way you can, you know, you can switch it up. You don't get burned out on the same. Um, so yeah, it's ways to mix things up a bit and keep it fresh to where, you know. No, I'm not gonna smoke. I was gonna smoke a cigarette, but we're gonna wait. I just had one. I'm trying to show a little bit of self-control. I'm trying to, because, you know, habits are hard to break. Hence why they're called habits, right? So yeah. But for me, it's constantly, I have to constantly be smoking, constantly vaping. You know, it's constant, and I'm sure that this is probably normal in today's age, especially with the vapors. You know, the tobacco, the nicotine vaping, not really an issue, but I smoke cigarettes, so, you know, smoke little cigars, and I smoke cigarettes, so there's that. That's my little vice on that goes, but I still vape those too, like if I'm feeling lazy and I don't want to go outside or something, and, you know, I don't want to smoke my house up constantly, so I vape to keep from doing that. So, and when you're in a public space, those vapes come in handy, because you can't go outside and smoke if you're at work or something, especially a weed vape. Oh my god, you know. And that's why I love these legal products that are out there. They keep someone like me sane and able to function in the real world, which is, you know, amazing in itself. So, I am the biggest fucking rebel when it comes to anti-establishment, anti-government, the whole, you know, we can govern ourselves kind of thing, which I know in reality we can't, because there's so many people out there like that. Not everyone can be as cool as me. So, there's that. Okay, I'm getting sleepy, but of course, to be fair, I did lay back. So I should probably sit back up, and that will probably help with this feeling of sleepiness. And I am sipping on the energy drink, so but that is part of, it comes with the territory. It's to be expected. You're going to get that little moment where you feel sleepy, but it passes very quickly. He says as he yawns sleepily. Oh, goodness. So, yeah. But yeah, it's part of it. But it will pass. This too shall pass. Well, we're only 34 minutes in. It feels like it's been an hour already. Which I guess it has been, to be fair, because it's 25 minutes prior to. So yeah, been exactly an hour. So there we go. My hair is all itchy. Yes, I know I need to wash it. I'm lazy. You know, it's actually better, says the guy with horrible hair, to let the natural oils in your hair do its thing. I can't give advice on here, so I'm not. I'll just shut the fuck up. Because I don't know shit.